The Debussy overall effect is really quite beautiful, but it's more interesting the more you look at the small points. That is, in the orchestration, not unlike an impressionist or basically more pointillist painting. If you get up close to it, you see all these fantastic little details which you can appreciate on one level, and then at the same time you can step back and appreciate the overall sound as a really beautiful canvas. So it's exactly like the paintings. This is my first experience with a piece by Esson, and I think what has happened is he has captured the spirit of the times. The music is not completely traditionally tonal, but its overall impact really is quite tonal and quite easily for the audience to understand immediately. The colors are familiar, and at the same time it's quite inventive and quite evocative. So it'll make an immediate connection to an audience. And these days that's really what people look for. You know, you don't want to go to a concert to try to solve an intellectual puzzle. You actually want to be touched emotionally, and that's what this music does. The second half is all Ravel, and which makes it very different from the first half in that particularly these Ravel pieces are really about rhythm. The outside movements of the Ravel, which are very jazz influenced, will remind everyone of Gershwin. And then Bolero at the end. I think the fame of Bolero comes from its the inherent sensuality of starting something very quietly and then building over time in such a way that you keep the audience focused all the way through this process. And for people who are in whatever walk of life and with whatever connection they have to music, classical or otherwise, this is something they can immediately identify with and immediately give themselves over to. That's what Bolero is about, really, is giving yourself over to the music and letting it carry you for those several minutes of the same phrase over and over again to the end. And if you do give yourself over to the music, the impact at the end of the whole thing is really quite exciting, and that's why audiences have always liked the piece. And you know, musically it's not so interesting, and so Ravel didn't think that highly of the piece, but it is probably his greatest single hit. I think there is an intensity in French music generally, whether it is orchestral music or opera or chamber music. There is almost a trance-like intensity that you feel in the best performances of French music.